Welcome to another Sengoku Jidai battle. This match against Hari, we have the Western Mongols 1650 against Qing Bannermen. So the Qing have a pretty well-balanced army of decent cavalry, a impressive artillery arm, and lots of shooty infantry. Not too much in the way of melee infantry, though they do get a small number of impact foot. Mongol army, well, this Mongol army is unique in that it can field a decent number of infantry that are basically dismounted cavalrymen. And fielding a large number of them, there are warriors that can move quickly, that can contest terrain. We're going to need that given all these rice paddies and forests. We also have light cavalry with bow, non-light cavalry, bow, superior, and average. We also have some carbine cavalry. These are the only cavalry with carbine in game. There are other gun cavalry, but they only have handguns. However, these are only 50%, so they kind of suck, but we can try to use them for flanking and harassment. The infantry are either unarmored, range weapon and swordsmen, or armored bow swordsmen. So most Chinese infantry is a single rank of defensive light spear impact and then missile fire. So if we could close into melee mode without bouncing impact, we could cut them up. Also, a lot of the Qing infantry at this point are armed with matchlocks. We can harass them into moving forward with long-range bow fire. Next turn, let's see that force comp and deployment. A fair amount of cavalry, which, on the one hand, it's pretty dangerous if it charges our foot in the open. On the other hand, I was probably more concerned overall if we went all in on masses of cheap infantry and backed up by artillery, so this is okay. So we'll get our foot to cover where we can. And our horse can support. I'm glad to see no cannons, actually. That was a big concern. Shift out, occupy that rough. And in the meantime, we'll try to spread out a bit here. The lights can force him to spread out in turn and draw attention, etc., etc. All the things lights are good for. Alright. Next turn, infantry in the woods, I suppose. Very heavy on the cavalry. Let's see, let's get bowmen where they might be able to shoot at range from like here, and our matchlock can hang out there. Good. It's prepared to be extremely annoying. Right, so we can start pushing into contact on the right, and we can wait here in the center for him to come into bow shot. These are impact foot, so they could disrupt or frag us on contact. On the other hand, in the melee, our superior units are better off. Next turn. More infantry. Okay, he's staying in place. That's actually okay with me because we have more light cavalry. So let's see, use you, get to the cover of the forest. Once we get there, we can probably, could even take our time. Oops, maybe I should have moved that direction so that I could leapfrog over. Well, that's okay. This is a bit problematic. This is prepare some aggression without necessarily entirely committing to it, with the infantry at least. Okay, so we'll hang back here while maybe inching across with that unit of dismounted Mongol tribesmen, but we'll push on our right because he's left that a little bit open. Next turn. Okay. That is fine with me. Let's see. Let's take some time. Next turn we'll move there. And then we'll start moving to the forest. Great. What about here? We have lights. There's an average unit on the wing. Maybe we can pressure them. We can fall back 2 tiles with these units. We can inch forward and present a theoretically tempting target. Let's see what we can do. Good. Early disruption. Then let's draw in for some more shooting. Do we push it here? Not necessary. Next turn, see what reaction we get to our right wing push. There has to be a response. Can't sit there. Question is how much of a response. It could be localized. Fairly localized. Okay. Not bad. Force a cohesion check. They break and flee. Good. Right. Next up, let's make them flee as well. So we made a run that way. That's okay. Next up, superior. Superiors. Everybody on that wing is superior. So are those. Okay, so he just went all in on expensive cavalry. There, then we'll jump over there, etc. Okay. Then what? How can we... If you go here, then you are 1 move away from rough ground. And we can accompany that advance with our average Mongol tribesmen. Okay, next up, here, close range, all the arrows. Thank you. We will repeat that process elsewhere. Loose. Again. Again. Okay. That one holds firm. And then otherwise we stand because there's no need to advance there. So we can make some real progress here and then just keep applying pressure on the wing. I think he will attack now. My infantry is exposed and sitting in the open, quite vulnerable to charges. Next turn. Good. Let's try something here. Let's go for a charge. Not quite, but we can just mow them down. Okay. Fragged, then okay, keep applying pressure on that unit then. Zone them out. Shoot. Go for a frag. No? They'll evade if we charge, right? You know what? Just, yeah, take care of this. Could get in here. We'll take that patch of rough and we'll start raining down arrows. Okay. Then with you, through the forest. Good. Now what? We might have to consider inching forward here. You know what? We can move fast enough that this is okay. Next turn. Up 15. Yeah, it's not too surprising. Still, we are in a strong position overall. Good. Let's keep showering them with arrows. Still dangerous. 300 man units, so still larger than our units. Uphill and superior. Loose arrows. Again. Good. Do we charge? Let's just keep shooting. I think that's fine. We can move to threaten, or at least cover this unit rather. Pour in some arrows. Hold firm. Matchlock. So why don't we shuffle out of range for the moment and loose more arrows. And here we can continue to apply pressure, maybe try to prevent a rally there. Moving to the rice paddy will be unfortunate, we'll get disordered. Okay, so now we can turn this way, prepare to cover our infantry, and start applying pressure on who? Probably this infantry unit. Hover nearby, be ready to support. Okay, and then what? Go here, and then next turn we can pop out and start losing arrows and being generally a nuisance. Otherwise we can hang back in the center. Yep. Okay, very good. Next turn, we can see if that infantry line moves more now. It's fine, they're sitting, so even if they rally up, they'll still be disordered. Ouch. No movement. Okay, fine by me. So, let's see. Break them with lights so we can save the heavies for more important work. Eat a volley, turn. Sarah's. Good. Same thing. Let's have the lights eat the return fire, actually. They can always run away if they need to, after all. Go for... yeah. Go for a frag. Nope. And this unit can hang back a bit until it rallies up. I mean, there's really no reason to advance. Just keep shooting. Do we need to do anything here? I doubt it. I mean, we don't even really need to come out here until he starts to move, and then we can be irritating, force him to divide his attentions. So, for the moment, this is fine. Next turn, let's see if we get a more larger scale reaction here, or if it's going to stay localized. A rally there does help a bit. I don't really have a good way to hunt them down. But that's okay, I don't think I really need to. Here. Shoot them. Yeah, that's fine. Here. Problem solved. Evade. Can't quite catch them. But what that does mean is that maybe you can go hunt that fragged unit while we continue to apply pressure on the end here. Don't like shooting from the rice paddies, but it is what it is. I want to work on auto-breaking that unit at this point. And yeah, we can continue our staring contest along the whole left. If we're winning, there's no need to take any risk. Next turn. I mean, sure. Take it. Break, and if we're very lucky, yep, clip that unit. Interesting. Well, in that case, we can safely approach Toulouse arrows here. Well, not entirely safely, but mostly safely. For a frag. Good. Then prepare to offer more fire support. Yeah, rain down some arrows there. You can just wait to rally. Okay. Turn around. Sure, head off that light cavalry unit. Yes. Keep applying pressure there. Try to prevent a rally. And should I bother coming up here just in principle? I mean, yeah, why not? At this point, there's really no danger of a loss, so we can afford to shrug at the thought of getting engaged. Great. And at this point, my opponent stopped playing. Uh, I get it. It's kind of a wipeout. Wasn't going to last much longer. Two things I noticed. One thing, relatively minor in the grand scheme of things. He charged a few times when starting his turn, far enough away from my units that there was just no chance in hell he was going to catch my invaders. The way evasion works is you have a 25% chance of moving one tile more or one tile less than your full allotted AP, and 50% of moving exactly your AP. So if you charge from 3 tiles away, you've already burned half your AP, and there is actually no way you would catch even a non-light cavalry unit at that point charging with non-light cavalry of your own. You got to start your turn right up on them, or at least 2 tiles away, although even there it's not much of a chance to catch. The more important thing was this kind of situation, right? Where he didn't want to move into terrain that was advantageous to me. But given that I was able to concentrate more points than him on his left wing, I had no pressing reason to move in on this, given that I had unprotected bowmen and lighter cavalry, and he had a bunch of points in impact foot and large units of superior cavalry. You know, you got to think in terms of force points allocated to sectors of the field. And in this situation, I'm winning by simply having a staring contest and not engaging, right? So, if I were him, I would have, instead committed probably to shifting everyone over this way when the fighting began here and forcing the Mongols to come out and fight, right? This isn't really great terrain for attacking. It could be done, musket fire, impact, but maybe you could press into this. Um, But yeah, just standing here and having a staring contest in which you have more points committed, it's not going to help you. So, a good game, and until next time.